What's up, everybody? I'm out here working on my handstand push-ups, just trying to get them cleaner and improve my strength so I can do more reps, because that is the goal, right? Just to have a really clean handstand push-up. We don't want to just have sloppy handstand push-ups with low range of motion, but in the beginning it's not going to be the prettiest. And if you're working on your handstand push-ups, I've got some tips for you right now. And the first two tips, I'm going to put them into one. The first one is, when you're pushing back up from the handstand push-up, release some of the pressure from the ends of your fingers and press harder on your palms. Press extra hard on the palm and focus on that. So when we're down here, we're pushing up, so we're clenching hard on the ends of our fingers and our palms when we're holding the handstand, and when we're coming down, when we get to that lowest point and we're going to push back up, release some of the pressure from the ends of your fingers and press harder on your palms the entire way up. I've been focusing on that lately, and I just feel like it puts me in a better position, and I feel like it's a little bit easier to push up, like it's firmer with the ground. And the second tip is, try to focus on protracting your shoulders, like pushing your shoulder blades away from the spine like this. Just like we're doing these hollow body push-ups, where instead of retracting like this, we're holding that protraction. We're holding our shoulder blades away from each other. By the way, those hollow body push-ups are a great exercise for helping you build handstand push-up strength because of that protraction. So focus on holding that protraction. That's where your shoulder blades are away. Now, obviously, when you're doing handstand push-up, they're going to retract a little bit, but focusing on that and holding that tension like that is going to activate more of your back muscles. You're going to be focused more on clinching and holding it tight right there, and all that extra support is going to help get you back up. So when we're pushing back up, focus on those two things. Focus on pushing extra hard on your palms, and focus on holding that shoulder protraction. So let's give it a shot. I definitely feel more control on the way up when I focus on pressing harder on my palms and holding protracted shoulders. Granted, I've been out here for a little while now training handstand push-ups, so I'm getting kind of tired. But let's push through this. Tip number 3, make sure you push your shoulders all the way out, starting from your handstand to each rep. When you get to the top, push out. In other words, don't rest your body on your shoulders when you're doing your handstand. Don't just be right here with it, but push out. That little shrug makes all the difference. And so with each rep, if you push out all the way, it goes a long way with building extra strength in your shoulders, the muscles in your upper back and your shoulder joints, and your control. If you want to, let's say you want to get into learning how to do a one-arm handstand. When you're holding a one-arm handstand, you're pushing out all the way and you're getting extra control. You're not just resting your body on your hands, or you're not going to have as much control, and you probably just don't have the strength to push and hold your body away. And this pushing through each time has gone a long way in helping my overall handstand control for any handstand skill I've been learning. So don't just bang out reps and come up to right here, but make sure you push out each time with every rep. Even if your reps decrease, just push out all the way through. Tip number 4, keep your hands about shoulder width apart or slightly wider than shoulder width apart. I've noticed that if they're slightly further than shoulder width apart, about right here, then the handstand push-ups are a little bit easier to perform. And the closer you get, if you're right here, that just gets really tricky. But you may just have your arms a little bit too close together, like about right here, which is not bad, but in the beginning it might be a little harder. So just try slightly wider than you're used to and see how that feels. So about right here is a good. Remember, push out. Don't just come right here. Push all the way out. Tip number 5, break the posterior pelvic tilt if needed. So we know that a handstand push-up should look nice and clean. Your body should never break that perfectly straight line, that hollow body position. But sometimes we have to break it in order to perform the rep, even though it'll be a sloppy, sketchy rep that we're not going to be too proud of. So in other words, when we're pushing up, we don't want to arch our lower back. We don't want to bring our lower back over and go into that banana handstand to push up. That's compensating for a lack of strength and control. We want to hold that nice, strong posterior pelvic tilt the entire way. So let me try to perform an example for you. This is how we do want it to look. See the posterior pelvic tilt, and then banana handstand. We want to hold this posterior pelvic tilt the entire time. But when we start getting down to the end of our reps, or we can't do a clean one yet, we'll probably compensate by going like this. And bending our lower back and pushing up. In other words, we're breaking that posterior pelvic tilt. We're going into an anterior pelvic tilt to compensate for a lack of strength and control to perform the rep. And this is fine in the beginning because skills and hard exercises like this are not going to look pretty in the beginning. The important thing is that you're aware of those things that you need to work out. You're aware of the kinks that you need to work out over time. So maybe you can only do one clean handstand push-up without breaking the posterior pelvic tilt. Well, don't just give up. If you have to break it to perform the second rep, do it to start building that handstand push-up strength. That's how I've been doing it the entire time, and it's been helping me. But just be aware of that. Don't just only do sloppy handstand push-ups. If you can do about 5 handstand push-ups and you're breaking that posterior pelvic tilt, 5 sloppy handstand push-ups with your lower back arch, then you can at least do one clean one without breaking the posterior pelvic tilt. So keep that in mind. Always aim for the cleanest form first. And if you can't get that second one clean, then go ahead and break that posterior pelvic tilt. Don't feel bad about it. Build that strength. Just be aware that you want to fix this kink, and you're going to work on it over time until we're doing multiple reps of clean ones. Maybe you can only do one clean handstand push-up, and then the second one it breaks, and the third one it breaks. But then maybe the next time, eventually a month later, who knows, then you can do 2 clean handstand push-ups while keeping the posterior pelvic tilt, and then the third one breaks, and the next time 3 clean ones, the fourth one breaks, until you can just start focusing on the clean ones. So the point is, and this tip is, don't feel bad about breaking the posterior pelvic tilt, but also be aware of it. If you're doing your handstand push-ups that way, you want to ideally hold the clean posterior pelvic tilt, and you can do this by squeezing your glutes and just tilting, keeping your legs together, squeezing your glutes and keeping it held really tight the entire time. And the final tip for this video, tip number 6, take longer rest times between each attempt. So don't try a handstand push-up and then wait like 20 to 30 seconds and try another one, wait another 20 seconds and try it, and keep on trying it until failure. You're not going to progress as fast this way. You'll progress faster if you make each attempt really count. So try one and then wait anywhere up to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, until you're fully refreshed, almost fully refreshed, right? and then try another one. Wait another 3 minutes and try one. So longer rest periods between attempts, and this goes for all types of skill training, whether you're trying a handstand, one-arm handstand, muscle up, whatever it is. Longer rest periods in between attempts, and try to end on a high note, and don't train skills until failure. Don't just keep training handstand push-ups until you're burnt out. Try to end on a high note and allow longer rest periods between attempts. This will help you progress faster than you think it will. If you're still struggling really hard to get that first handstand push-up rep, then you should spend more time working on your push strength that is very close to the handstand push-up. And the best exercise for this would be the pike push-up. And I like to use parallettes for this also, because it allows you to go a little deeper. So you can use parallettes, or you can just use the end of a curb, anything that you can go deeper on. And the way that I like to do my pike push-ups, rather than going straight down like that, is I like to progress getting deeper and deeper, because the handstand push-up, we're not just coming straight down, or we're going down at a deep angle like that. So we want to try to mimic that movement to build that strength. So you can progress your pike push-up from right here to right here to even right here. And to make this even harder, do elevated pike push-ups. This takes it up to the next level and gets it a little more closer to a handstand push-up. And then, to make it even harder than that, or just slightly different, build more power, you're gonna use a weighted vest. So I like to use a 40-pound weighted vest at the moment to do pike push-ups. That has also been helping me develop more strength for the handstand push-up. Alright, so I hope this video helps, and I'm going to get back to training, and you guys do the same.